Hello ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to do an unboxing for Shadows over Normandy. I got this yesterday. This is what I plan on playing over the weekend with my son. Try to be a surprise, but you know, when a package arrives, everybody wants to see what you got in the mail. So he saw that we had Shadows over Normandy, so we're just going to do a quick open up. I'm sure you've seen an unboxing of this before, but just in case you haven't, I thought I would share the joy of opening up a new game. We won't talk too much about the rules today. I do plan on doing a little rules kind of overview later on for the system in general. So this is the hero system. It's seen in the game like Heroes of Normandy, you know, but this is the Dark Cthulhu-y, I don't know if that's a word, kind of version of it. Oh, I didn't show you the back. So the box, I mean, it's a pretty good sized box. It's more heavy. It's deceptively heavy, but I mean, there's a lot of components in here. So you got your map tiles. You know, there's a priest. Well, there's the chaplain. So my son was like, oh, there's a chaplain. So he thought that was cool, but I know he'll be wanting to play the side of Cthulhu. Alright, so there's your box. Good sized box. Pull that lid off. So here's your rules. Now this will be an opportunity for me to kind of go over the rules and compare it to what's in the rules compendium, which we looked over not that long ago, to see if there's many differences. I wouldn't expect there to be many differences, and since this came out after Heroes of Normandy, I would not be surprised if this has more up-to-date rules than the rulebook that came in Heroes of Normandy. So if you pick this up, you should be able to figure out quite well how to play the game, and then play Shadows over Normandy, but then play Heroes of Normandy as well. The only thing that you might be missing out of here would be the special action icon specific to Heroes of Normandy, but you can get that off the website. So if you get both these games, you should have no trouble figuring out how to play. But just in case you do, because it is kind of it's a little bit different than a lot of war games I've played, so I will be making a kind of a gameplay overview video at some point. But there's the rule book. It's very colorful, very thematic, kind of the parchmenty look to it. My son, he keeps getting excited because he likes the movie Hellboy, so he keeps looking at this going, oh, it's got Cthulhu, kind of reminds him of Hellboy. He likes Hydra from the Avengers, so this really fits into thematically what he likes. Okay, then we got the Lost Battalion campaign book. Yeah, so I thought this was cool because I saw this with another person that did an unboxing. Oh, I don't see it. Man, I thought there was, I could be wrong, I thought they had a page that showed kind of like a campaign overview of how the scenarios fit together, but let's see what you got. Here it is. So very cool. You can see that, you know, a campaign tells a story, so I can't wait to actually play the scenario. So I think my son probably will just want to play all the pieces. He doesn't really care about story too much, but I'm hoping that maybe together, you know, we can kind of get excited and follow the story all the way through. And on the map, then it's just kind of neat to show you the path of how the story progresses. Anyway, kind of the stuff I like. But you've got, according to this, looks like 10 scenarios. Oh, there's even creating armies. Yeah, so this is something that I saw on another, I think it was like Tom Vassell from the Dice Tower. He thought it was kind of weird that they would show how to create an army, but then the scenarios specifically tell you which armies to use. So yeah, I would say just be careful of that. Your creating armies is more for open play, and then the scenarios are specific, you know, things that you're going to play that tell you what all the conditions and what troops to bring. So just kind of keep that in mind if you get this for the first time. Creating this is for like if you and somebody want to do, you know, you say like, oh, 200 point, 300 point game. This explains how to do your recruitment by point cost. So that way you don't need a scenario. It's that's where the aspect of the game fits in like a miniatures game. The competitive part. You just show up with somebody, you say, hey, let's play a 300-point game. You put together 300-point armies, and then you battle over terrain. You can do that here. Or do your scenarios. Always love the artwork. Yeah, I would say if you're curious about the hero system, this might be a fun way to get into it. You know, it's not so serious. I know a lot of war games are on the more simulation-y, serious side of things. I think the hero system works well, and if you're just trying to kind of get into wargaming in general and you want something a little more thematic, this might be a fun way to do it. Alright, there you go. Rule book, scenario book, tile. So just like Heroes of Normandy, you have these big tiles with great artwork on both sides. So now it looks like you got interior, caverny type of evil scientist locations, altars. Then you're going to have your outdoor locations. Some symbology here. River, water, not quite sure. There's some symbols I'll probably have to learn. But again, your terrain tile has all the markings that tell you, you know, what kind of bonuses you get. So there you go. We got tiles. 2 tiles. Front side, back side. Ooh, getting into the temple. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera. I'm good at that. Another tile. Front, back, more cavernies. What's that? 3 so far. 4, more wilderness. Back side. That's 4 tiles. 5. More terrain. Might use these for D&D. Dungeons and Dragons. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what I say. That's 5 tiles. Here's tile number 6. So 6 tiles. And you know, you could probably use some of this with Heroes of Normandy too, just to give you some interesting locations. There's a little weird occulty symbol, which I'm sure my son will take that as Hydra. So there you go. You got 6 tiles. Most scenarios I've played are generally 4 tiles. You might get one that requires 6, but a lot of these are 2, 3, 4 tiles. Counter sheets. Alright, this is the part people love. These are huge, huge counters. Lots of great artwork. You got all the symbols that tell you the units and capabilities. Here we got, these are just a bunch of rangers, which, you know, I'm just looking at them. These are just regular troops. So the game is completely compatible with Heroes of Normandy because it's a hero system. A person could easily drag in rangers, I guess, if you wanted to play with rangers. There they are. You got, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. There's another, what is this, your Sherman M4A3. I think just regular Heroes of Normandy just had a regular Sherman. So here you've got a M4A3 76. I don't think it's an easy 8, but a little upgun Sherman if you want to bring that in. So that's cool. There you go. You got troops for Heroes of Normandy. Here's a Panzer IV. Now this one's got occult markings on it. So, you know, I don't know what that is, but that's the occult markings. There's another Panzer for you. And then, of course, you got different cultists. These are called Hunters, Spine Throwers. Okay, so some of these you might not bring over to Heroes of Normandy if you're trying to keep that World War II theme going, but you know, this definitely gives you a lot more people to play with. So there you go. There's two counter sheets so far. Here's counter sheet number 4. Again, lots of troops. So this is nice. This is, you know, a full game. You don't have to call this an expansion where it just comes with a few things. Like, this is a full-on game. You've got 4 counter sheets full of some weird terrain, different counters I haven't seen yet, but lots of troops. You got heroes. Now you've got a medic. Now that's fantastic because the regular game, Heroes of Normandy, doesn't have a medic. So once you figure out how to work your medic, you could probably bring that over into Heroes. Of course, you wouldn't have one for the Axis side, but you know, maybe one day. Lots of stuff. So we're not gonna, I'm not going to point and read to you every single counter, but as you can see, if you're not familiar with the system, it's very vibrant. As far as like a war game goes, big counters, very vibrant. Artwork is awesome because like on your squads, it shows all the individual squads. Now here are some troops that you could bring over for the Axis player. You know, they got the occult symbol of the unit they belong to, but you know, recon group, you got fire groups, MG42, so you know, you could bolster up your troops a little bit over there as well. You know, just call them Hydra. So, you know, again, just kind of giving it that movie cinematic feel. Oh, here's another counter sheet. So many counters. Awesome. Life Drain. Looks like they got spells, scrolls, some kind of occultic powers that you can be used. The Ranger template. The Lost Battalion. Here's another bad guy. Black Sun. Mystic Ranger. Oh, what is this? Master Horse. Something there. A couple more weird building tiles. Smoke. Yeah, so amazing amount of counters. I'm going to have to make another insert for this game. And you've got some sort of great old one right there. There's your turn tracker. Some sort of blast lightning template looks like. And a little Greyhound vehicle. So there you go. For those that were curious, this is a full and complete game, which, I mean, I knew it was. That's what it says. It's a full and complete game. But I don't think you realize how much of a full and complete game it is until you pull it out of the box and you realize, what is there, 5 sheets of counters, you got 6 map boards, and then some additional goodies. Oh, this is great. So these blocks are your initiative blocks. So you've got some, I guess this is what the Black Sun. This must be your Cthulhu worshiper dudes, maybe. Or Blue for America, not sure. Usually green, I go olive drab for America, but that's another set of initiative blocks. So these are numbered like 1 through 10. There's like a blank one. So depending on how many troops you got, you have a certain amount of activations that you're given, and then you use these to activate the order sequence that you want to activate your troops. Oh, more counters. These are specific to combat, so you've got your vehicle counters. So when a vehicle takes damage, you're going to roll and see what parts destroyed. A 6 is automatically destroyed. Here, though, 6 on the back. So if you roll a 6, your vehicle's toast. Otherwise, you're going to get some component damage. Alright, so lots of markers. We've got 3 decks of cards. So this comes with 3 factions. Here's a Normandy comes with 2. Comes with the Americans and Germans. So this has got your 3 different factions. So the cards are faction specific. Yeah, so there's your Cthulhuites. I'm not sure if that's a word. That looks like the Black Sun guys, which are probably the high-tech Germans, occult Germans. And then you've got, yeah, the Americans. Woohoo! Fighting evil. Then you've even got faction dice. You only need 2 dice to play the game. Pretty much the game runs on 1 die 6. 2 is included because when you do assaults, you roll 2 dice. And then they even got the logo, plus the pips are faction-specific pips. Triangles for the blue side, stars for the Americans, and then the crosses for the German occult troops. So that's a lot of stuff. Put that back. So just reverse, we'll box it. 1 counter tray or counter sheet, 2 counter sheets, 3 counter sheets, 4 counter sheets, 5 counter sheets. Oh wow, okay. 6 counter sheets. That's a lot of stuff. And 1 tile, 2 tile, 3 tile, 4 tiles, 5 tiles, 6 tiles. Holy cow. Your rule book and scenario book. That is a lot of gaming. So even when you complete your 10 scenarios of your campaign, Once you start going into free play, there's 3 factions. So you probably could easily do, you know, if you were just doing open play, 3 people could play. So you'd have, you know, 1 person control each faction and just do big battles. I'm sure there's some rules that dictate, you know, sides and teams and things like that, because the people worshiping and summoning Cthulhu might work on the side of Cthulhu. But I mean, you know, it's a game. You can do whatever you want. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of game here beyond just the scenario play. So that's fantastic. And there you go. Back on with the cover. There's your reverse boxing. Awesome. So hopefully this gives you an idea what's in here if you've been curious yourself. Again, sometimes seeing the components is one thing, but understanding how the game plays and why you would want to play it, that's a different story. So check back. I'll try and put something else up for you. But in the meantime, if you have any questions or thoughts, go ahead and share them in the comments, and we'll talk to you later. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.